Hello, everybody. Welcome to Nintendo Expression Pass here on Boss Rush Network. I'm your host, and Lights Excited ADV. I know I said the Nintendo Expression Pass. It's just Expression Pass, but it's a throwback. It's in my body. Sometimes it happens, everybody. I'm here with Boss Man, Mr. Corey Derrick. Hello, good sir.
Hello. To be fair, we're the only ones doing Expansion Pass since we made the change, so it hasn't really changed. Anyways, moving along.
Yes. So this episode's discussion, we're gonna choose 5 games that we want to see remastered.
We are.
Now, it's gonna probably be a lot of first party games.
All of mine are first party games. So.
Yeah, because I really can't think of any third party games that like need to be remastered or anything. I know some of them need to be remade that I would love to see, but like remastered, not so much on the third party front.
Yeah.
So, but some definitive editions I should say should also be on Switch. DMC Devil May Cry Definitive Edition. I want to play Turbo Mode on the go. But
good luck with the Joy-Cons and those sticks, man.
Shoot, I play it on the Pro Controller. I'll be good. Trust me. That's what the stand is for. Trust me, because I be at work playing my Switch sometimes. I pop that stand out and I got my Pro Controller and I'm playing with like that.
I mean, that's fair.
So
I've been setting my Switch on the coffee table recently, laying on the couch over here. I've been laying on the couch with my Switch on the coffee table with a Pro Controller while the TV's on. Because I don't feel like holding it like this, but I'm laying down in a comfy position. It's fun.
Say, like I play in this original way if I'm in the car waiting for something. Like, I use the Joy-Cons attached to the Switch. But if I'm like doing the overnight or I'm working at night and I'm playing Switch, that mug is on the table, Pro Controller in the hand, ready to go.
Yeah. Well, good times, huh?
Yes.
Switch. It's I hear it's probably going places. I think Nintendo's got a hit on their hands.
Oh yes. So we're gonna choose 5 games that we feel need to be remastered that we want to see. Starting with number 5. Corey, you want me to go first, and then you?
I don't care, Ed. Okay. I don't care.
Well, if anybody
You're
knows
already
me,
talking, so you might as well.
Just want to make sure.
Jerk.
Oh, hey,
I want to go first.
Did you want to go first?
No.
Okay. Well, number 5 for me is Eternal Darkness. Like, anyone who knows me knows I want that game to be remastered to come out.
I didn't know. I've never heard you talk about that game once.
Like, clean up some of the graphics, the spooky elements, the music. Like, you can add some lighting effects here and there, fix some of the camera angles. Like, Eternal Darkness needs a good touch up. It is one of the best horror games that came out for the GameCube, outside of Resident Evil 4. And I think a lot of people didn't get a chance to play it and see how great that game is. So definitely, I would love to see a remastered version of that.
Yeah, that's a good one. I wonder, they would definitely have to like rework some of that stuff because most of that game was developed for like a tube TV in mind, and like some of the stuff used the effects of like old TVs to the extent of like, I don't know. Some of that stuff would have to be reworked or redone in a way that made sense, but also remaster it. That'd be great. Thanks.
Plus, we don't have Silicon Knights no more, so
that's fine. We don't need them. We got the games we needed out of them, and they can
We only got one game out of them, and then the 360 game that got them shut down.
Didn't they? Did did they not make that? Who made the Metal Gear remake?
Oh, Silicon Knights did.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Twin Snakes. Sure. I mean, I don't care about that game, but we got another one out of it. Too Human was fine. I don't know. I feel like that game got a lot of hate. I
It
don't,
got
also
taken to court.
also don't remember anything about that game except that Xbox gave it away for free at some point.
Yeah.
Because I think legally they weren't allowed to sell it, and then they delisted it after they gave it away for free.
Yep.
So about that. Remaster 2 Human. Give us the whole trilogy. Come on. No, I'm just kidding. That game was developed to be a trilogy, by the way.
Oh
I just
wow.
remember that game came out, I think, after the first Mass Effect, and like it looked like an early PS2 game compared to like a 360 PS3 era game, and people were like really comparing it to Mass Effect for some reason. Uh, I kind of felt bad for them during that, but also like I don't know. Make a game every people want to play. I guess I don't know. I I don't want to be too mean, but here we are, being mean, huh? Anyways, all right. I guess it's my turn, huh?
Yes.
All right, Ed. This one's a layup. I'm sure you saw this one coming, but I'm not sure you thought I was going to say this one first. I would really like to see the last story remastered. Especially after seeing Fantasia Neo Dimension on Switch, and the Lost Odyssey kind of being brought up in conversations again recently, because Mistwalker kind of announced they were working on a new dark fantasy game.
Yes.
I would really like to see the last story remastered for Switch, or Switch 2 or whatever. However they want to do it, whatever platform. I think that game didn't get a lot of attention or love at the time because it came out more towards the end of the Wii's life cycle, and I think people were just kind of over the Wii at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't. I just feel like it's a really great RPG that nobody talked about or played, and as with most of Mistwalker's games, um, oddly enough, I think Blue Dragon was their most popular game, which was their first game. So, but I love the characters. I love the story, the art. I think that just an HD polish for that game would go a long
Mm-hmm.
way. So. Also, it was like one of the few games that said, "Please play this with the classic controller." uh, so that's my pick. I really like that game a lot.
Okay. Well, speaking of our last discussion, Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes will be my number 4.
Yeah. Why do people not like that game?
I thought people did like it.
I feel like hardcore Metal Gear fans don't like that version of Metal Gear Solid.
I think it's because the first person viewpoint made it easier to play.
I feel like
But
that's why it
but
would
I,
be more popular.
but there was something about Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes that kind of changed the Metal Gear series. Um, and I think it was in it changed it in look and presentation. Um, so that's the only thing I could think of was the first person perspective. They said that made that game easier. But yeah, Twin Snakes. Like I think Konami will probably do a collection like for volume 2, but I'm just like it was a Nintendo exclusive with GameCube, so I don't know how Nintendo will work that out. But I'm like, that would be a remaster I would love to see because I never got to play Twin Snakes. I beat the original Metal Gear Solid, but Twin Snakes I never did.
You think people want that on the collection?
People would question it, on why it's not on the collection. Um,
I feel like that would have been on the first collection though.
you would think so, but I think there's so many of the Metal Gear series that is not out in America. Uh, that in some of the Metal Gear series games that you can't buy or play. I think Twin Snakes being such an exclusive remake from Konami, because I don't think Konami had did anything with Nintendo in such a long time
Mm.
for it. So um I think it would have to be like kind of like almost a wonderful one-on-one kind of ordeal.
Mm.
That if it comes out on the collection and comes to um other platforms, Nintendo Konami probably would have to work out a deal, because I think Nintendo paid for the development of that game, and I don't know if they still hold the publishing rights
Mm.
along with Konami or something. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably a split thing somewhere. So I don't know. It seems like Konami's willing to play ball with a lot of people. I mean, look at
Hmm.
Vampire Survivors. That game clearly had asset ripoffs from Castlevania, and they ended up partnering with Konami for DLC. So who knows?
Well, shoot, they did it for Dead Cells. So
Yeah, I don't know. Metal Gear is a weird one. That's a series I've never touched and don't really plan on ever touching. Too far gone. It's done. It's over. Literally over. Uh, so all right. Well, I guess I'll move on to my next one, huh?
yes,
This is kind of a 4A 4B thing. So I would really like to see the Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn Fire Emblem games
yes.
remastered as a package. I don't know how well they would do on their own, but I think if you did a package for those games, they would do pretty well for $60. Um, as I've been playing Fire Emblem Engage recently, being reacquainted with like Ike and Micaiah and some of these other characters from those games, like in terms of that era of Fire Emblem, like I've been itching to replay them, and I don't have a way to replay. Well, I do. I have my GameCube and Wii, but I don't have the games because of stories I've told beforehand on this show that I don't feel like talking about right now. Uh, I feel like a cleaned up, nice, clean HD version of those games with some quality of life improvements would go a long way for those. And
Hmm.
yeah, and I know like the Fire Emblem Fates remaster has been rumored for a long time, and I know uh, Corrin is kind of a fan favorite character, right? Plus, like that would give people a chance to play Revelations that didn't buy the collector's edition or buy the DLC. Um, so yeah, I think it. I think it would be. I would really like to see those games remastered. Um, Man, it's so funny. Like I've been kind of rewatching some like playthroughs of those games.
Uh-huh.
Very short games, apparently. Like one of the playthroughs I saw was like 15 hours of Path of Radiance, which is the GameCube game. Everybody, I figured it out. Um, I finally paid attention to see which one was which. Uh, and I'm like, dang, that's like I've played that game 4 times by now on my Engage playthrough. Uh, so yeah, I really enjoy revisiting those characters in Engage, and I'm like, man, an HD version of these games would be great. So
Yeah.
man, I don't know, man. I know like I really like Fire Emblem, but like I feel like it's gone from like I really like this series to like one of my favorite series Nintendo puts out like very quickly. Um, so I don't know. I'm just having I'm having a blast with it. So and I would like more.
Give me more, give me more. Like, yeah, because I haven't played the GameCube Fire Emblems, and I would love to um have that as a copy.
Yeah.
Like, play them.
Yeah, I would like. I mean, I wouldn't mind a Fates remaster either. Although, like, I would honestly say, out of all the Fire Emblem games I've played,
Hmm.
which is like Awakening onward. I mean, I've played the GameCube game and the Wii game also, but like I would modern quote unquote Fire Emblem, right? Since
Yeah.
Awakening, I actually think Fates might be my least favorite. Um,
Hmm.
Awakening is amazing. I think Shadow of Valencia, although I think gameplay wise is like not as good as Fates. I think it does
Yeah.
some interesting things, and I like Alm and Celica better than most of the characters in in Fates. Um, Plus, like the way that game launched was weird, and they tried to do the Pokemon thing right, where they launched two versions, and then there's like this weird third path you could take. It just was weird, and if they would have just released it as one package, right? Like I think it would have gone over better, but I don't know. There's something weird about Fates. I like it a lot. I'm not trying to, you know, diminish it by any stretch, but definitely not my favorite. So, anyways, give me that Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn remaster. Chop chop. I'm waiting.
Wow. Um. Well, my number three, of course, Soul Calibur 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come
Mm-hmm.
on,
Mm-hmm.
like that needs to be out. And man, playing as Link in that game was so fitting. And
Remember when they teased the Soul Calibur HD remaster on like Xbox 360 or whatever,
yeah,
and then they put out some weird version of it where like they put out like a remaster, but every version got Hihachi or something instead of like
yeah,
because they didn't want to pay for Spawn or Link for those respective versions. Uh, what a waste! Hihachi, really? You're gonna put a guy who fights with arm boards in a game about weapon fighting? Great.
exactly.
What a
Well, they
waste.
couldn't do because Xbox had Spawn.
Yeah. Which, well, I mean, telling me McFarlane doesn't want a little bit of money for Spawn. What's Spawn doing? Nothing.
I
Nobody cares
felt
about Spawn.
when it came to like modern gaming, GameCube, PS2, Xbox One, I feel like the licensing for stuff was so easy to get,
Yeah.
and it was cheaper.
Dude, Spider-Man was in Tony Hawk. And like Darth Maul, like you look at the list of guest characters in Tony Hawk
Mhm.
games alone. And I know it's on everybody's mind right now because of the 3 and 4 remaster and getting like Doom guy in there. But like you look at the guest characters in Tony Hawk and it's like what there's so many.
Because Activision had the rights to Spider Man. I forgot that Activision
Yeah.
did the movie games.
Yeah, but they
Uh,
also did like Darth Maul was in there.
yeah,
Um Doom guy, like old school Doom guy was in there. Uh there's some other weird ones. Like Lil Wayne was in one of them.
oh my goodness.
I think that was a later game, but like, yeah, I was like, what's going on here? Good times though, huh? Ed, it's your turn. I think. Talk
Oh,
enough
shit.
about.
It's
Is
your
it my
turn.
turn?
Yeah.
Wait, what did you just say?
I just said Soul Calibur 3 2.
Oh, right. God, man. Oh, Soul Calibur. Man, dude, Link in that game was so OP.
Yes, but it was funny because he used to have when they used to give them like different weird weapons.
Hmm. Well,
Just be
like
like,
Link had like, I mean, he obviously had the Master Sword, but there was also like the big Goron sword and
yeah,
the Megaton hammer, and like they gave him the mirror for some reason, which didn't really do anything. It was just like a big mirror that you fought with, right? Like, oh, that was
yeah, yeah.
so much fun.
The hammer was way overpowered because
Oh
I
yeah,
used to knock people out. You used to swing it, hit
yeah,
them out, and it's the way to ring them out and stuff.
right. Like I think it was meant to be like a big slow lumbering weapon, right? But it
Uh,
was it was definitely way more powerful. Like it was way I think it was way faster than they intended it to be. Also, I don't know if they intended Link to be that powerful in that game. Dude, Link was like way OP.
but he's such an amazing player character in that game.
Yeah, I mean, why would you be anybody else?
And that box art was amazing on GameCube. I
Oh yeah,
love that green,
yeah, it
that
was awesome.
green, black, and gray.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I also really liked the Spawn one too. It was what that orange-ish color, I think.
yeah,
So that was cool. All right. For me, number 3. That's where we're at, right?
yes.
Let's see. I would really like to see. I would really like to see Punch Out, the Wii Punch Out game
Love that
remastered.
one.
I love the Star Fox or the Punch Out. Sorry, I was looking at some Star Fox stuff. Uh, I really love the Punch Out game for Wii. It was awesome. It was like Wii sports boxing on steroids. It was
Right.
awesome. It was so good. I love just seeing the characters in 3D kind of for the first time, right?
Hmm.
And I'm actually kind of surprised that didn't do better, um, which is upsetting. But
And the chance to fight Donkey Kong in that
yeah,
game.
yeah, that was cool.
The free DLC, I believe.
Yeah, shout out, shout out.
Yes. Well, uh, in my number two, and this is a game that was on 3DS. A lot of people don't remember Project X Zone.
Mm,
Um,
mm-hmm.
this was by Bandai Namco and Monolith Soft
And Capcom.
and Capcom. Yeah. Um,
That game
it
had a lot
had,
of weird characters in it.
but it also had anime. So it had like Bandai Namco stuff, Capcom, and just like all of this. It was a like kind of like a 3-on-3 fighting strategy game, which was so good, like card based game. And I think also, um,
Mhm.
and it's a wacky story. Um, just love this game. Bought it on the whim and just like held on to it for a couple of months, and it's just like, let me play this because I bought this game for cheap, and not nobody talking about it. I started playing it and I got hooked on it. So yeah, Project X Zone. Um, definitely I would say that. I will give an honorable mention to also Elite Beat Ages. I'm not adding Elite Beat Ages as it needs to be remastered. The game just need to come back out. But that's an honorable mention for me, would be Elite Beat Agent. But like Project X Zone definitely needs to be a remaster or come out. Because it really wasn't touch screen based in a sense.
Mhm.
But it is a fun and wacky game.
Yeah. Oh, good times, huh?
Yes.
All right. Ed, this one seems like a layup. I feel like this is coming at some point soon, sooner than later. Uh but I think The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds, speaking of 3DS, needs remastered at some point. Um I think a lot of people really love that game. I think it's probably one of the best 2D Zelda games out there, maybe ever. I think you could probably argue that.
Mm-hmm.
It does a lot of cool, innovative things that we saw in Breath of the Wild later. Like the weapon stuff and some of the go anywhere you want to solve puzzles. Try to do things in a kind of interesting way, in a way that you want to. So I don't know. I think that game plus like the Link to the Past, everybody still says that that's the best Zelda game, and this is like the sequel. I think it would do a lot to see that game in HD, and
Mm-hmm.
and I think we'll see it. I think we're going to see that game sooner than later.
That
on
game.
on Switch or Switch Two.
I'm surprised. Like for some outlets, it got Game of the Year, but I'm just like, yeah, it should have been the Ultimate Game of the Year
I mean,
winner.
it's it's the third highest rated game on the 3DS ever at a
Hmm.
91. And the first game is Ocarina of Time 3D at 94, and the second game is Fire Emblem Awakening at a 92. So yeah, I mean it's an amazing video game. So
Yes.
yeah,
Well,
I guess that means it's what, your last one?
my last one, and without a shadow of a doubt, that this one probably will happen if they could get the ducks in the order. Tatsunoko versus Capcom. That's
Yeah, I mean, look,
needs
Nintendo. Look, if Capcom got SNK to do a re-release their collaboration, and they got Marvel vs. Capcom collection out, this seems like a layup. you know,
right.
even
It
if
could,
it's in even if it's in a like a third fighting game collection, right?
yeah.
Like,
It and because the Wii version and the arcade version are two separate games. Like they
yeah,
got some of them got different characters, but like those who played Tatsunoko versus Capcom, they understand why so many people wish that a sequel came out and wish this game sold better. And this
hmm
and it was just something that I know people say, yeah, it's because of the it was on the Wii, but I'm just like, it really had limited copies
hmm
because Bandai and Capcom had to um definitely work things out before they can even bring that game to America. There just a lot of stuff that went in. So when they brought it out, it was only limited copies. Like if you didn't get the first run of the game, that was it. You weren't getting this game.
hmm
Because when we sold out of it at Toys R Us, when we had it, we didn't get another shipment at all. And
hmm
when it came out, I got that. I was the first to buy that game, and I made sure that I had it. That and the Boy and His Blob on Wii.
hmm
Um, but yeah, Tatsunoko versus Capcom. It's been a long time. That game needs to be remastered and re-released. Uh, I'm assuming it will probably come to all platforms.
hmm
Uh, but like I think it definitely needs to be on the to the Switch.
hmm yeah. Uh, all right, Ed.
So,
There's there's a lot of there's a lot of GameCube games that like I would love to see a remaster of
hmm
that aren't first party games, right? Like Skies of Arcadia or
Skies of Cardio, Video for Joe 1 and 2 for me.
hmm or like I mean, we did get Bat and Kato's remastered, sort of.
We got Tales of Symphonia
Mhm,
remastered. So,
yeah,
um,
but Ed, I think the one game I would like to also see on shoot, where did it go? Oh no. Oh, right. Okay. The game I would really like to see remastered. It's kind of a series of games, but I would take the second one is Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2. Easily the best looking launch game of the GameCube by far. Dude, people were comparing it to the special editions of the movies and saying that the game looked better, right?
and this is
Like,
Factor 5, right?
yeah.
Uh,
And what's funny is they had a working version of the trilogy for Wii out there,
mm,
and then they Nintendo either didn't want it or they couldn't get anything worked out to get it, so they pitched it to Microsoft, and Microsoft wanted some sort of online component added to it, and they didn't really want to do that or have the resources to do that. Um, so, but I would love to see Rogue Leader specifically. All
mm.
three of them would be cool. Three wasn't. I mean, it was okay, but they added all that on foot stuff, which was like not what people wanted, I think.
Right.
But two, man, Rogue Leader was amazing. Rogue
The co-
Squadron for N64 was cool too,
yeah.
but you could add that to NSO and I think people would be fine as long if you remastered the second one.
The controls were so tight for that
I
game.
know, and like
Oh, so good.
I mean, that game was really hard, but also the way you could command your squadron to
Uh
go do things for you and call them back, and there was a lot of strategy to that game. It wasn't just like flying an X-wing and shooting things, right? There was a lot
right.
of like really, it was really deep for a game like that, and like almost wish Star Fox would take that approach. You know, like I think Star Fox would be better if it took that approach in some way, shape, or form.
That Rogue Squadron game that I think EA did a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I oh go ahead.
I
No.
no, I'm listening.
Oh, I wonder would that be something like if they remastered um that game, not Rogue Squadron, but if they remaster, I wonder would like they incorporate Rogue Squadron into it, like ideas and stuff for it if they
I
remaster
mean,
it.
Squadrons kind of had some Rogue Squadron ideas in it. Like it was kind of halfway there. Um,
Hmm.
you know, some of the space missions specifically were pretty Rogue Squadron-y. I don't want to say I played quite a bit of it, but I played enough of it to like kind of get my Rogue Squadron fill out of it.
Hmm.
It definitely has the Rogue Squadron DNA, but it wasn't quite the same.
We'll say Rogue Squadron. The box art was really nice with that orange and white. That was
Hmm.
a beautiful box art. I'll give EA that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's I would like to see that as well. I mean,
Did you have a?
there are plenty of other like third party stuff I would like to
Yeah.
see too, right? Like a lot of Sega stuff that came over to
Hmm.
GameCube, like the Adventure 1 and 2, like not amazing games, but it would be nice to have HD versions of those games.
Oh yeah, please fix those remaster.
Um
Do you have an honorable mention? Or anything?
I mean, I'm just kind of throwing stuff out there now, but like I mean, the Prince of Persia trilogy I would like to see.
Oh,
The
that's something we need.
And so something I think we're probably going to get based on recent releases is like the Tomb Raider Legend trilogy. So like
Hmm.
Legend, Anniversary, Underworld. Um, I would really like to see that remastered
Yeah,
specifically. In terms of first party, I wouldn't mind seeing those GameCube Star Fox games get remastered. I know Adventures is people lean one way or the other on that, and Assault was like okay, but I wouldn't mind seeing those remastered.
I mean, I'll pick them up. I will give those guys a try.
I think what would be cool is if they release like Adventures, Assault, and Zero in one HD package,
Oh heck yeah.
because I think overall the feeling on those games is like meh, like a big meh
Hmm.
individually. But if you
Yeah,
release them all as a trilogy pack for like $60 or $70, right? Like I think people are like, oh, three Star Fox games, sure, maybe, yeah, sure. Um, so yeah, that would probably be like a honorable mention ish thing for me, or like even the GameCube 007 games like Agent Under Fire and Nightfire were both pretty good. Um, I really liked Agent Under Fire.
yeah,
It
the
was
one was
really
good.
good. So, but like a lot of the games have kind of been remastered. I know people would probably be like, "What about F-Zero?" or "What about you know?" I don't know, something weird like Extreme G, right? Remember those games from
Yeah,
Acclaim? Um, man, there were two of those games on GameCube, dude. Oh man, I don't remember those games being that popular, but there were three of them.
it
Why were there three Extreme G games, Ed?
was
Did
the
you
early.
buy them?
It was the early 2000s. Like I
Did you
said,
buy them?
I didn't buy them.
I mean, my roommate in college had Extreme G2, which was like neat. I'm going to go out of my way to go buy them.
Maybe they were cheap to make.
There's something. I'm going through IGN's list of top 25 GameCube games of all time, which I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how old this article is and how bad it needs updated, but let's see. I would take a remaster of the first Luigi's Mansion game.
Yeah,
Mm, a lot of these games have already been remastered in some way, shape, or form.
because
Uh,
it's kind of hard to remaster like regular Nintendo, Super Nintendo games.
yeah, I mean, we've always said like GameCube and Wii are like prime for Switch
Switch
remasters, right?
Masters,
I
yeah.
mean, there's already like 25 of them on the Switch now, so
Like they already did Prime remaster, so 2 and 3. Like
yeah,
we're
I
hoping
think
that's soon.
yeah, I mean, Pikmin 1 and 2 have been remastered. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door has been remade. You know,
I like the Professor Layton games to come out. That was on DS.
yeah.
Um,
Uh,
and even I think even some of the Pokemon that was like on Game Boy Advance to be remastered
yeah.
and come.
Oh man, IGN has Metroid Prime as the best GameCube game.
Yeah,
That's kind of surprising. I mean, not arguing with it, it just surprises me.
we have Sunshine already on the collection, so
Yeah.
it's just like,
Yeah. I mean, I think those games will all be sold individually at some point, right? Like
mhm.
they can't just not sell Mario games, right? Like plus like Mario Galaxy 2's I think anniversary is coming up soon, right?
Yeah. I wonder would they take the N64 Mario parties and remaster them, but those would
They
probably be like
did
remakes.
Superstars.
Oop.
My daughter loves it, but the only level we're allowed to play is the birthday cake level. So, I
Uh,
mean, they didn't remaster all the boards. Obviously, there's only 5 levels in there, 5
yeah,
boards in there. But
I love Mario Party 4. That was on GameCube. That's one of my faves.
yeah, I wish they would add more boards to Mario Party. Like if, like you said, if they made like a N64 collection of all the boards with all the mini games, like even modern mini games in there too, right? Like which Superstars kind of does, but obviously very limited with the boards.
Hmm.
And out of all the boards they chose from Mario Party 2, they chose the space board. Come on. It's the cowboy board you want. Man,
Yeah.
messed up. Don't worry, Mario Party Superstars 2 will be a launch title for Switch 2 or something.
And what the bad thing about the query about that is you're probably right.
Maybe not a launch title, but it'll be out within the first 12 to 18 months. You watch.
Yeah.
I bet year 2 of Switch 2 there is a Mario Party game.
I bet you by October there'll be a Mario Party game.
Well, the only reason why I don't say that is because Jamboree just came out, right?
Hmm.
That's the only reason why I would put the 12 to 18 month window on that, but also wouldn't surprise me.
The Mario Party is like the Call of Duty release schedule.
Oh, man.
And it sells, people buy it.
Yeah. Man, this list is all over the place. I mean, all the games that you would expect are on here.
Hmm.
They're just not in the order you would expect them to be in. uh, yeah. I don't know. Skies of Arcadia made the list. 21. Nice. All right. I'm done looking at these games now. Wait, what do they say the best Wii games were? Let's look at that list.
Oh,
Um, we'll start at number 1.
Galaxy will probably be number one.
Skyward Sword is number 1, actually,
Oh, interesting.
on the Wii. Mario Galaxy 2 is number 2. Smash Brothers Brawl is number 3. Prime Trilogy is number 4. That's kind of a cop out. The whole trilogy you're gonna put there?
All right.
I guess I did that with the Fire Emblem stuff for my remasters, but that's fine. Galaxy is at number 5. Donkey Kong 6. Twilight Princess 7. Really, Twilight Princess? You're putting below Skyward? Don't agree with that.
Questionable.
New Super Mario Brothers Wii is at number 8. Tatsunoko versus Capcom is number 9, Ed.
Yes.
Last Story is number 10. Nice.
Yes.
Xenoblade Chronicles number 11, Resident Evil 4 12, Dead Space Extraction 13, No More Heroes 2 14, Super Paper Mario 15, Monster Hunter Try at 16, Okami 17, Mario Kart Wii 18, Red Steel 19, Punch Out 20, Muramasa the Demon Blade at 21. I feel like that should have been higher.
That needs to be a remaster too, a re-release.
Yeah, I mean the only other thing it was released on was the PSP or
PSP, yeah.
one of those. I always get that.
I still have my copy because I remember playing it on Thanksgiving. I still got my Wii copy.
Yeah. Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn at 22. Sin and Punishment Star Successor at 23.
We got that on the NSO, so we're good.
Well, this is the Wii one. The 64 one is on NSO.
Well, okay. Yeah, the sequel is on Wii.
Yeah. WarioWare Smooth Moves at 24. And Wii Sports Resort at 25. Man, this Wii U list. I can't believe they found 25 games to put on this list.
Why Wii Sports that last one? That's weird.
It's because all these lists on here are the top 25 games of each console. And the Wii U games are the best 10 best games.
Wow.
It says the 10 best Wii U games that are not on Switch. Okay. Let's see what that list looks like. Okay, some of these are gonna have to be removed.
I know Color Splash is not on that list, and it should be.
Wind Waker HD number 1, Mario Maker number 2.
We got Mario Maker 2 on it, so
Nintendo Land number 3, Twilight Princess number 4, Woolly World number 5, Xenoblade Chronicles X is number 6. That should be removed. NES Remix is number 7, Splatoon 8, Kirby and the Rainbow Curse number 9. I actually really like that game. I know I make fun of Kirby a lot, but that game is actually really great.
Yeah, Rainbow Curse is so good to look at. I love the claymation of that.
Yep. That's number 9, and then Affordable Space Adventures is number 10. So they also have an N64 list. We'll go through that. It's fine. So, what was their number? Ocarina of Time number 1, Mario 64 number 2. Okay. This is quite the list. Pokemon Puzzle League. Come on. Mario. There's 2 Mario Party games on this list. Come on. Get out of here. And Diddy Kong Racing is below both of them. Oh, come on. Get out of here.
You're not taking that list serious.
No. Come on. Beetle Adventure Racing's on here. Come on.
That's N64. Wow.
Yeah, whatever. I don't. Anyways, Ed. That's all I got.
All right. Well, everybody, that's our take on 5 remasters. There's plenty more definitely on Wii and GameCube. And we would love to hear what you guys think about our choices, and let us know what remasters would you like to see on Switch or even Switch 2 in the future. With that, everybody, have a great week, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time on Nintendo Expansion Pass. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye. If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.